it's Adam and Sam here with your Thursday morning news. Adam and Sam, Sam and Adam, yeah, come on. So Dan, how you doing?
Oh, I'm great, mate. How are you?
Sweet, I'm buzzing, man. I can't wait to get into the wrestling news. Can we do it now?
News, man. News is the best. Shall we go now?
Sweet.
Shall we?
Let's do it. Headlines! Woo! Mandy Rose was actually traded for an NXT star. There was a title change on last night's AEW Fyter Fest, and Michael Elgin has been arrested. We'll tell you more in a bit. So, as you have surely seen by now, Mandy Rose made her return to NXT on this week's episode. Very, very exciting stuff. She made a surprise appearance during a match between Saray and Gigi Dolan. So she's heading back there, but it appears, if reports are to be believed, that actually Raw, the red brand, are getting a little something something in return for Mandy Rose. And that little something something, it's a bit creepy, that actually is Aaliyah. Aaliyah is going to be heading over to the red brand. So she sort of broke away from the Robert Stone brand on this week's episode of NXT, smacking about Robert Stone, and it looks like, according to WrestleVotes, anyway, that she was traded for Rose, a little draft taster, if you will. Go on.
It's certainly interesting because I think at one point Aaliyah felt like she was going to be one of those talents that was an NXT lifer, that, you know, she just wouldn't move from NXT and she would be one of the mainstays of the NXT brand. She'd had experiences with the main roster before, kind of popping up, but never anything this concrete.
She done a main event thing. She had a match with Carmella, didn't she, on SmackDown?
I think she had a Carmella match, and she might have done some stuff on like main event. They've certainly teased the idea of bringing her up before. Obviously, they've gone through that sort of thing, but she was brought in 2015, so she's been with the company for quite some time, and she didn't start on TV till 2016. She was aligned with Vanessa Bourne for like the longest time. Obviously, Vanessa Bourne sadly being released as part of the cuts this year, and it just, everything felt a bit up in the air. But obviously, the Robert Stone thing was like really, really good for her. But now it's exciting. Like just an NXT talent I didn't think was going to make that jump.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know a tremendous amount about her. What I've seen, I've really enjoyed, but I'm excited to see what she can do. Apparently, this was for backstage at least wasn't especially surprising. It had been talked about for around a month, and she'd impressed on scouting trips toward to the Performance Center, and obviously Vince was down there a couple of weeks ago, so maybe she was cherry picked while he was down there. Maybe he thought, I'll have a bit of that. Up next, a title change on last night's Fyter Fest. Sort of. It's not a proper title, is it?
What
Ricky
you
Stark.
on about?
All right. It's
title.
Got prestige and it's got history and all that. The FTW Championship
it's
changing hands. Ricky Starks defeating Brian Cage to win that title. Obviously, it's not officially recognised by AEW or anything, but it's a nice little storyline device, isn't it? In the same way that the $1 million title or something like that. They can do some good stuff with that, and that's fun. Brian Cage is going to be mighty, mighty pissed off.
I remember, when it first came in, everybody was kind of excited about it, and then it was like, well, we're not going to recognise it, and then it was like, oh, there's a lot of belts going on, but I'm happy they're managing to do something with it, because it'd be a shame to introduce it all that time ago and then just quietly, shove it under the rug. So at least they're doing stuff within, that sphere, and it's going to keep going forward. And as you said, Brian Cage is not going to be a happy boy.
Yeah, and he's held it for long enough, Cage, that it's a really good storyline plot device now, isn't it? You know what I mean? Yeah. It's like it means something that he's lost it, even if it's not a proper title. It's a real title to him, damn it. Speaking of titles, a bit of a new look to the TNT title. Last night we saw this for the first time. It's something that Miro had teased a little bit. I think he teased it on Dark Elevation. But it's got a slightly different look to it. You can see it on your screen now. It's got a white strap, and there are hints of green in the main plate. The reason for the switch up is that the title has changed Miro, so he now wanted to change the title.
It's beautiful. I believe it's got Bulgarian writing on it as well, on side plates and everything. It just fits in perfectly, and to be honest, I think this is an improvement in the overall design of the belt. I like the green.
agree to disagree there.
I
Not too keen on
genuinely,
green on
and the
wrestling
white,
titles.
the white on the background and everything with the strap. I think it looks really nice.
Well, good for you. Some big matches set for next week's Dynamite, by the way. Following Jon Moxley's successful defense of the IWGP US title over Carl Anderson, Lance Archer challenging Moxley to a Texas death match taking place in Garland. So, I mean, that's going to be awesome, isn't it?
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
that's a
I'm
really
all
fun
for
match.
I'm all for just brutality in wrestling. Not all the time, but every now and then. You know, I'm not somebody who can devoutly watch CZW every time it's on, but every now and then it's good to dip the toe in some really, really hardcore stuff. And I mean, look at everybody involved here. Look at the
Oh, yeah,
stipulation.
man, like-
It's going to be brutal.
Really fun stuff. And, like, they must be close to running out of all these sort of old school matches that they can bring back now, aren't they? They're
But they're just
burning
gonna have
through
to start
them.
inventing new ones, aren't they? And,
Yeah,
and getting us
absolutely.
excited about brand new things.
Yes, I agree. What about a reverse battle royal?
Oh,
Another major match set
genius.
for next week. Also announced Britt Baker defending her AEW Women's Championship against Nyla Rose.
That should be a great match.
Yeah, it should be good, yeah. Moving on to some very, very happy news as WWE superstar Sheamus, who is the big pale guy with the ginger hair.
Really?
Yeah, has become, he's got engaged to his longtime partner, Isabella Revilla, or Revere, or Revilla. I don't know. She posted on social media that he had proposed to her, saying, "When I was pining to go to Ireland as a young girl, I would tell people it was because if magic exists, it has to be in Ireland. Well, it does exist. Couldn't imagine a more magical place to say yes!" Oh, that's going to upset him. Couldn't imagine a better person to spend my life with, and couldn't think of better shoes to get engaged in than Crocs. Hashtag engaged. Hashtag cliffs of Moher. Hashtag love. Hashtag sunset. Hashtag Ireland. Hashtag Crocs. And she's posted some pictures of the pair celebrating as well as her engagement ring. And so, yeah, congratulations to Isabella, surname, and to Sheamus. No, that's lovely news. That's obviously that's very nice. Congratulations. Unfortunately, finishing with some not so lovely news at all is Michael Elgin was arrested, charged with violating a protective order. This was filed by Elgin's ex-fiancée on April the 21st of this year, citing physical, mental, verbal, and emotional abuse. There's a lot of details on this that are going to be available on cultaholic.com, but we can't really go into too much in the YouTube video just because of how YouTube is. If you want full details, it's all there. It's really, really grim stuff. What he's been accused of is absolutely awful, abhorrent. So if you want full details, go and check it out there. But we'll keep you updated on the case as best we can. So we've been. Can we stick with Saddam?
Saddam?
Sam and
I think
Adam?
we can be Saddam. There's not been a Saddam in a while, has there?
No, not for a bit.
Like a big popular one.
Big popular one.
Well, a big famous one.
Popular.
I mean, popular's probably not the right word, but you know, nobody big is using Saddam. Let's just go with it.
Don't. Oh man, digging a hole. Flip it. Right.
Only a 1D though, different spelling.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. Sweet.
God.
Well, this has been good, hasn't it? Yeah, we've been. Ad Sam. We'll go with that. And stick around.
fine.
We'll be back for more brilliant news later. Apparently, congratulations to Sheamus. Well done, mate.
See you later from Saddam.